friends. It's a wonderful Monday morning, and we're going to start out this week right because we're going to start out with a story, of course. And I love this set of stories, and I love this author. Her name is Niki Daly, and she has this series called Where's Jamela? The Jamela series. This book is called Where's Jamela? She has about 4 or 5 books in this series, and I absolutely love them. When my godchildren, when my oldest goddaughter was younger, actually when my middle goddaughter was younger too, I got them the Jamela books because I absolutely love them. But Niki Daly has written quite a few children's books that are all awesome. And so if you want to know more about her, you should check her out because she has a lot of children's books that are awesome. Some funny, some serious, some with an interesting lesson. So I would check her out. This is Mrs. Paynter's plug for Niki Daly. And actually, I might read another one of her books sometime in the future because I have a bunch of her books because I like her books so much. But let's find out, where's Jamela? I forgot to say, she's the author and the illustrator, so for most of her books. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? She has really good pictures as well. I've got it, sang Jamela's mama as she danced around the kitchen table, clutching a letter. What have you got, mama? Asked Jamela. A new job and a new place to stay, said mama. Oh, Jamela, we are going to be very happy in our new house. But I like this one, mama, Jamela said, frowning. You will love the new house, said mama. There's a nice room for you and one for Gogo if she'd like to stay with us. Jamela wasn't happy about Mama's plans. She loved their old house with its squeaky front gate to swing on. She loved her bedroom window and the world she saw out of it. She loved the street sounds. Greasy hands revving up old cars, Mrs. Zeeby shouting at her chickens, dogs barking, and children playing. At supper time, there was always a nice smell of cooking. And high above in the evening sky, a star looked down on Jamela as she lay in her bed. A few days later, Gogo came around to help. She said it would be lovely to move in with Mama and Jamela as long as she could take her piano. No problem, said Mama. Greasy Hands is going to use a big truck to move everything. Mama and Gogo chatted about Mama's new job and the new house and how happy things were all going to be. Jamela didn't like all the talk about new things. When Gogo saw how unhappy Jamela looked, she smiled and said, "Come, Jamela, you can help me pack." Jamela started wrapping the teapot, but it got all twisted up in newspaper. Suddenly, it fell right out of her hands and crashed onto the floor. "Oh, Jamela!" cried Mama. "That's my only teapot!" Jamela felt terrible. Gogo patted her and said quietly, "Why don't you go and pack your things, sweetie?" Jamela put Christmas, her chicken, into the special cage that Mrs. Zeeby had given her for the move. Then she carefully wrapped her pink butterfly tea set in toilet paper so that nothing would break. She packed it safely into her little red suitcase. Mama brought a big cardboard box and wrote on it, "Jamela's box." Jamela packed her red suitcase into the box, then her books, then her dolls, and finally all her school things. Meanwhile, Greasy Hands and his friends, oopsie, I skipped the page. By now, Jamela was fed up with packing. There was too much thumping, bumping, and fussing going on around her. So she climbed into the box, pulled down the flaps, and packed herself away. Soon she was fast asleep. Meanwhile, Greasy Hands and his friend Lucky turned up and started carrying all the boxes, bags, and suitcases out to the truck. "Be careful with my precious things," said Mama. "Don't scratch up my piano," cried Go-Go. "Don't worry, be happy," joked Greasy Hands. After a lot of hard work, the truck was almost loaded. "Don't forget this one, Greasy Hands," said Go-Go. Greasy Hands lifted the truck and carried it Greasy Hands lifted the box and carried it carefully to the truck. "Be careful," said Mama as Greasy Hands passed the big box to Lucky. "Yeah, boss," said Lucky. "I know, it's precious." Then they were ready to go. Go-Go sat in the front with Greasy Hands, while Mama and Lucky sat on boxes at the back of the truck. "Hold on tight," called Greasy Hands as he started the truck. But before they could move off, Mama shouted, "Wait! Where's Jamela?" Everyone rushed back into the house. Mama called loudly, "Jamela! Jamela!" They looked in every room. "Maybe she's run away," said Go-Go. "She was very unhappy about us moving to a new house." "Oh, Go-Go, do you think so?" said Mama. She looked very worried. Mama and Go-Go ran down the road. When they reached Miss Styles' salon, they asked the ladies, "Have you seen Jamela?" "No," said the ladies. "What's up?" Next, they asked Mrs. Zeeby, "Have you seen Jamela?" "No," said Mrs. Zeeby. "Is Jamela up to her tricks again?" Meanwhile, Greasy Hands called the police. When Mama and Go-Go returned to the truck, a sergeant was busy telling a description of Jamela. "She's about 6 years old. She's wearing funky trousers and sporty red shoes. She's got beaded braids. She's a really cool kid," explained Greasy Hands. The sergeant looked up from his notebook, then grinned. "Like the one sitting in the box?" he said, pointing with his pen. They all turned around, and there was Jamela, awake at last. The neighbors cheered. Go-Go was so happy that she climbed onto the truck, opened her piano, and started to play. Everyone began to sing and dance. It was a going-away song. Jamela could see tears in Mama's eyes. It was time to go. Later that afternoon, the truck pulled up outside a little house in the suburbs. Mama was right. It was a very nice house with a wooden door, 2 windows, a curvy fence, and a front gate. "Listen, Mama, it squeaks," squealed Jamela. When everything was unloaded, everyone looked tired and hot. Shoo, said Gugu. I'd love a cup of tea, but we don't have a teapot. Jamila remembered the broken teapot. Suddenly, she had an idea. She found her suitcase and took out her pink plastic tea set with butterflies. Excitedly, she filled the teapot at the new kitchen sink. Then she called, Mama, Gogo, everyone, come and have some tea. Jamila poured and handed everyone a tiny cup. Thank you, Jamila, said Gogo. This is just what we needed. That night, Jamila lay in bed, looking out of the window. Somewhere, a meowing cat was driving some poor dog mad. There was a spicy smell coming from the Bombay takeaway. Across the road, Cretan music started to play. When Gogo and Mama came in to say goodnight, Gogo said, Shoo, this place is crazy with life. Well, it's home now, Ma, said Mama. What do you think, Jamila? High above the rooftops, Jamila saw her little star in its right place in the evening sky. She smiled and said, I think it's going to be all right, Mama. Mama kissed her goodnight. Gogo gave her a tickle. Then Jamila rolled over and went to sleep in her new room, in her new home, under the same old sky. And that's the end. So that's the story. Where's Jamila? If you really like that story, I encourage you to check out Niki Daly. She has a few other Jamila books. What's Cooking Jamila? Happy Birthday Jamila. Jamila's Dress or something like that. She has a few Jamila books, and then she has other books that are not Jamila books but are also really cool. So check her out if you like that. So that's it for now. Whatever you do today, be safe, be kind to those around you, and I will see you in this space tomorrow for more Reading with Miss Paynter. Bye-bye, everyone.